Hey, it's Chris Doherty, Doherty Properties, and I want to talk to you this week about something that happens all the time in real estate, and that is disputes over trees. I get this call a couple of times a week. I got trees hanging over my property, and I want to sell, but I want to cut those trees down. Can I do it? Or I'm going to sue my neighbor because they got these big trees, and I don't want them because it's causing my son to be blocked. I got a water view, but the neighbor's trees are in the way. I want to cut them down, okay? Tree disputes, boundary disputes, big deal, very, very common in real estate. So I want to talk it through with you from the seller and the buyer perspective to help give you guidance. If you are going through the process of buying a home, you want to pay attention to trees and their location for a couple of reasons. First, the tree, if it's big enough and it can hit the house, there's a possible threat to you, or could it hit your neighbor's house, to them. Because if the tree is close enough and it falls on the neighbor's property, you could have a potential problem, or if you're in the house, it causes a safety issue if the tree falls in the home. Second, you really want to have a handle on the trees that are potential problems. Do you own them, or does the neighbor own them? And the only way that we can really figure that out is to get a survey of the property, so we know without question where the tree falls, okay, in terms of ownership of the tree. Once we get a handle on the survey and we know where the tree is, now there are some implications that are triggered. If the trunk is on your side of the property, then you can make some moves and you can remove that tree if you want to, because you're in control of it. If you're the neighbor and the branches are hanging over your house, then you are allowed to cut the branches that are hanging over your house, but you cannot encroach on the neighbor's land where the trunk is because you don't own that property, okay? Now, if you're a seller and that tree is in your yard and that tree is decaying and falling, you have to be very careful, because that tree is now a liability and you can be responsible for the damage that that tree causes. So you want to address that, okay? At the same time, you do not want to be the renegade that cuts down the neighbor's trees. You say, it's blocking my view, I'm cutting the trees down. In Massachusetts, that will get you triple damages, okay? So you want to be very careful. So how do we handle this? Simply, we need to figure out first, are there trees and are they a threat to any property that is affiliated with this house? Second, we need to get a clear understanding of who owns that tree through actually getting somebody out to survey the land. Then third, once we know that, we're going to have to make some determinations on what to do with the tree, especially as it relates to property boundaries, where there may be some disputes, okay? And so I don't want to give you the legal advice here. You have to talk to your own attorney. You got to talk to your own broker. But as a seller of property, if this is not addressed properly up front, I've seen it blow deals. And as a buyer, you don't want to walk into a situation where there's probably a dispute that you weren't aware of, and now you're inheriting the problem. So you need to have the right advice and guidance up front so that you know how to tackle this head on. I hope this helps. I'm here for you. I love trees. I love real estate, but seriously, if there's anything we can do to help guide you through your search or selling the property and you have these types of issues, feel free to reach out. That's what we do, and that's what we do best. I look forward to seeing you soon.